When I was little, I was really into Pokemon. I enjoyed catching and raising the adorable little monsters. I had a team of mainly normal types because I couldn't resist their cuteness. I had one named Pokemon that I loved and adored, and that was Jigglypuff. As I grew more and more into the game, I'd begun using many different types, flying, electric, grass, you name it. One day, when I was playing one of my Pokemon games, I had a sudden nostalgia attack. I was imagining myself little and how many good times my Jigglypuff and I had together. I decided to rummage through my PC to find my Jigglypuff and see how she was doing. I moved my trainer to the nearest Pokemon Center and logged into the PC. I went into my box and everything and scrolled through the many Pokemon. After searching and searching, I finally found her, alone and at the very back of the PC. It was odd. I didn't remember ever moving her back there. The PC's wallpaper was all dark too. It was pretty much just pitch black. I looked through the backgrounds and there was no pitch black one at all. I just changed the background and thinking it was a minor glitch, shrugged it off. I grabbed Jigglypuff and put it in my party. Then I exited the Pokemon Center and rode my bike into the tall grass. I was walking through the tall grass when I heard the wild Pokemon music start up. I was excited to battle with my Jigglypuff again. I got happy as I read the text, "Go Jigglypuff!" But something wasn't quite right when I sent her out. Her cry seemed low-pitched and deformed, and her nickname had changed to C%Y. I was pretty disturbed when I saw this. I used one of her attacks, but all it said was C%Y, sobbed loudly. I don't remember that ever being one of the texts. Well, things got freaky right about here. The background turned into a greyish tint, and Jigglypuff's sprite began to look more and more depressed. I remembered smiling at her sprite back then. Her big, shiny blue eyes and cute smile always made me laugh. But now I was actually frowning when I looked at her this time. Why was she looking so depressed? What was going on here? Well, I used another attack, but this time it just said C%Y, do /543965432. And then Jigglypuff screeched loudly, and then slowly faded away. I couldn't believe my eyes. No Pokemon just screams or fades away like that. Something was definitely happening between me and Jigglypuff. The screen faded to black, and I appeared in some freaky hallway, with nothing but the faint light of candles lined up along the walls. The music was the music that you would hear inside the old chateau in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. My option was to go north, so I continued walking up the hallway. The more I walked, the more the music would fade out. In each 2 steps I took, a candle would burn out. This hallway seemed to drag on forever. Well, by the time I heard the noise that you were running into something, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I looked at the clock and realized I had walked about 3 hours in that hallway. Then, a small spotlight appeared, and there was a chair and a TV. By this point, I was sweating like mad. I was terrified and wanted to shut off the game, but something made me continue. Curiosity, I suppose. I tried going back, but a speech bubble would appear and it would just say, "No." I walked up to the TV and pressed the A button, but nothing would happen. So clearly my only option would be to sit down in the chair. So I walked up to it and pressed A. The screen faded to black, then loud static appeared. Static so loud that I dropped my DS. Not to mention, I was wearing headphones. After about 30 seconds of ear-shattering static, it cut to a black screen and the text appeared. It said, "Why?" Then more static appeared. It cut to black again, and this time the text said, "I thought you loved me." Followed by more static. I could see something faintly appearing in the static. Then it cut to black, and this time the text said, "You've forgotten me. Now it's time that I forget you. Forever. You and I both." The shadow in the static faded into an image of Jigglypuff, only she was grey, and her eyes were just black with red pupils. She was crying blood out of her right eye, and she was just staring at me. No expression on her face at all. The text appeared at the top of the screen saying, "Bye-bye," and I heard Jigglypuff's cry. I got a huge headache, like something was draining from my brain. My skin was turning pale. I passed out. When I woke up, I looked at my DS, and I had appeared back in my trainer's house. and everything was normal. I looked in my party though. No Jigglypuff. I couldn't remember the good times that the Jigglypuff and I had back then. Then it hit me. Jigglypuff had erased my memory. Now, every time I run into a wild Jigglypuff, when I hit the run option, it says no. So, when I run into one, I'll need to shut off my DS, so that I don't suffer again.